Hey, what's up, guys? Tonight we have a 4-game slate. Portland, Orlando, Cleveland, Detroit, Boston, OKC, and Denver at the Lakers. Pretty solid slate in my opinion. That Denver-Lakers game is going to be, again, that a lot of people target. Rightfully so. It's going to be fast-paced, high-scoring, and it should be a pretty good, competitive, close game. I'm going to look at that game for sure. Real quick, though, last night did pretty solid. Had 2 top 10 finishes in GPP, like 1,000 entry tournaments. So I did pretty solid on that. Did not do well in cash. My cash lineup was not good. But yeah, my GPP lineup last night was really good. And it would have done even better if who was it? Booker didn't play like the entire fourth quarter or something like that. But yeah, I did really well last night, and I'm looking to continue that tonight. But let's get started with this Portland-Orlando game. There's a few guys from each team here that I like. First of all, you have to consider Dame. He's still under 9,000, and I don't know why. He's one of the best point guards in the league. His minimum so far is 45 fantasy points in that first game, and he keeps getting better. As you can see, 46.5 in the next game, up to 51.5. I wouldn't be surprised if he scored more points again tonight. Honestly, he has a super solid matchup with DJ Augustine. He won't be able to hold him at all. I'm loving his matchup tonight. I'm also considering Nurkic for GPP. He might be high owned, but I'm not expecting the ownership to be crazy high just because he's not the safest pick in the world with his minutes. And this is a guy I might take a chance on tonight. I don't like him in cash just because his floor isn't very safe. You just never know how many minutes he's going to get. This is more of a GPP play. High ceiling, but there also is a risk there. And that's kind of what you need to target, at least for a few players on your lineup. The last player I like I don't like McCollum tonight. He hasn't been doing too much, and his upside isn't ridiculously high. It's a fair price, but Dame is the guy right now, and that's probably who, if I pick someone from Portland, that's who it's going to be. It's going to be Damian Lillard. Al-Farouq Aminu, this is the guy. To me, it's a decent cash play. His minutes are locked in. He's going to average about 30 minutes this season, so I like it for cash tonight. Another good matchup. He's going to have to be out there for Aaron Gordon. Last game, he had a huge game, 16 and 15. That's not going to happen tonight, and I'm not looking for that to happen. I'm looking to get maybe 25, 30 fantasy points if I use him in cash. But yeah, I'm not using him in GPP. Let's go to the Orlando side. Vucevic. This is definitely a guy you need to consider. He's still under 8,000, and he's playing really well right now. Even last game, 48.5 points against the Celtics, which is a solid team. I think he's safe for a double-double against Portland and Nurkic. I still like that matchup. So, yeah, I'm looking at Vucevic for sure. Aaron Gordon might be a solid GPP play tonight just because he hasn't been playing very well lately. It's been kind of up and down, 50, 27, up to 47, 21.3. I don't know what's up with that because he did well against Philly, which is a solid team, and then kind of laid an egg against Boston in 39 minutes, which is really surprising. I like his price tonight, though, at 7,100. Can't beat that. Lowest of the season, and as you can see, he has potential to put up 50 fantasy points, and he could even do better than that. And this is a guy who could drop 35 points in a game. He should. In that first game, he had 50 points, but no steals or blocks. That could have easily been a 65 fantasy point night from him. I like him tonight, considering him for sure. Fournier, I like this for a cash pick. I feel like he might be high owned in GPP. I'm going to stay away from him. And he's just a risky play, but also right now it's a safe play for cash. By risky, I mean for GPP, it's risky because his ownership's going to be high. And at the same time, I feel like his upside is not as high as it should be. As it could be, rather. There's other guys I'd rather target who are lower, who are going to be lower owned and have about the same upside or higher than Fournier. So yeah, that's what I meant by that. Jonathan Isaac as well, 4,400. He had a really good game last game, 37.5. His minutes are pretty solid right now, 28 and 26. I like his price. Went up from last game, but, I mean, he had a huge double-double, 18 and 12, and a steal there. This is something you could consider for both cash and GPP. I feel like he'll be low-owned, even with that high game last game, 37.5. I still feel like he'll be under 5% for sure in terms of percentages that he's owned. And yeah, I think it's a safe play for cash as well. If he gets 25 to even 20 to 25 minutes, I feel like he would put up a solid 25 fantasy points against Portland. So this is a guy you might want to look at. I also like DJ Augustine tonight. He had a pretty decent game last time against the Celtics. As you can see, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists. Can't beat that. Double-double. He's probably not going to get double-doubles every night. I mean, he's obviously not going to, but that's more of a rare occurrence than something that's going to happen regularly for him anyways. But 4,700, starting point guard, should be locked in for 30, right around 30 minutes, as long as the game's close. I don't think Portland's just going to blow them out. They're at home. They've been hanging around with a lot of teams, as you can see. How they beat Boston, and they just about beat Philly, and they beat Miami. I mean, I look for them to hang around in that game. I don't think they're going to get blown off the court, even though Portland looks pretty good right now. So, yeah, that's it from this game. And to be clear, I think DJ is good for cash or GPP as a salary saver type player. From Cleveland-Detroit game, Larry Nance, with Kevin Love out, he's a must-play in all formats for me. Safe pick tonight. He'll be highly owned. He'll put up an easy 25 fantasy points. I think he'll get a double-double if he starts. Even if he doesn't start, I still like the play. He'll get heavy minutes off the bench even if he doesn't start. That's if the Lakers go, or I'm sorry, that's if the Cavs go small, and I don't know who they would start, maybe Clarkson or something like that, and play some small ball against Detroit, but I'm not sure. But either way, I like him. And the only other player I like tonight from Cleveland is Jordan Clarkson. He's averaging right around 23 minutes. I feel like this is a safe pick for cash. And I kind of like the pick for GPP as well. I feel like his minutes will go up with Kevin Love down, even though they're in completely different positions. But I feel like Kevin Love's absence will result in more small ball, which would give Jordan Clarkson some more time. So yeah, I like that play. I'm going to kind of wait and see what their starting lineup's going to be. This is one of the 6 o'clock games, so you'll have time. You'll have a few minutes to kind of update your lineup and throw Clarkson in there. If he starts, I think it would be a super solid play. But yeah, if he starts, I'm throwing him and Nance in all lineups. I would love those two against Detroit. That's it from Cleveland. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the Detroit side of the ball. Blake Griffin, he had that huge game last game, 82 fantasy points. He's playing really well. I don't like it for GPP tonight. He's gonna be really highly owned. This game's not gonna, they're not gonna have another overtime game most likely, and he's not gonna play 44 minutes again. I'd be surprised if he played 40 minutes, and he's definitely not gonna drop 50, back-to-back nights or anything like that. This could be a safe play for, not safe, but this could be a good play for cash. Like I said, it doesn't really matter if you picked high-owned players in cash. So if you think Blake Griffin's going to drop 30 and 15 tonight, it might not be the best play for GPP, but I'd love it for cash just because, there's not a really high risk right here. And you don't have to worry about him being super high owned or anything like that. And there you go. Channing Frye will start for Kevin Love. I do not like Channing Frye. Don't put him in your lineup. Let's see, where's he at? Has he even been playing? Why is he starting? He hasn't even played a minute. I don't understand that. I don't know. This might be something you want to look into since he's literally at minimum. I don't like it still. I don't think he plays heavy minutes. He'll knock down a couple threes, something like that. But yeah, I'm staying away from it. Don't like the play. I feel like he still plays under 15 minutes. I'm thinking maybe 12 minutes, right around there he'll play. Just don't like it. He doesn't produce. So yeah, like I said, Griffin, cash. Wouldn't use him for GPP. Going to be super high ownership, and I don't think he's going to go off again like he has been the last two games. Drummond, I don't like his matchup with Tristan Thompson, to be honest with you. He really hasn't been playing crazy well. 14 and 16 last game. He got ejected. He just doesn't look right. His shooting percentages are horrible right now for a guy who plays right around the rim. See, I'm staying away from him, especially with Blake Griffin's last game. Blake Griffin's going to get the ball a lot tonight. So, yeah, staying away from Drummond tonight for sure. Let's go to that Boston OKC game. I really like Westbrook tonight. I'm trying to decide if I want Westbrook or LeBron. Westbrook put up 32 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists last game. I think he could easily get a triple-double tonight against Boston. Boston has not been playing as well as they should, especially on the defensive end of the ball. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Russ, in my opinion, especially in cash. Super safe play. His usage is through the roof. He's gonna take over 20 shots a game, and he's probably gonna get a triple double. I mean, he averaged a triple double last season. You can't be surprised if he gets triple double. If you were to ask me if you knew Russell Westbrook would get a triple double, would you throw him in your lineup tonight? Be like, absolutely. And if you think about it, there's a really good chance that's gonna happen. So those are the kind of questions I asked myself and be if he would get a double-double, would I put him in my lineup? I don't know. I mean, probably. Okay, what are the chances of that? Chances are really high. Well, then shit, throw him in your lineup. It's probably going to happen. It's a safe pick. I would not use Paul George tonight. He had a pretty good game last game, even with Russ back. It's a fair price. Maybe in cash. His upside isn't high enough with Westbrook back. So, yeah, I'd maybe consider him in cash, but I wouldn't use him in GPP. I'm not using Irving. He still hasn't been playing well enough. There's too many stars over there right now in Boston. I do like Steven Adams tonight. against Al Horford, and Baines is still out. So I feel like that benefits Steven Adams a bit. I like him in cash and GPP. He's a safe pick, and he has a pretty high upside tonight. At 6,800, I like the price. For me, I'd probably use him in cash. I probably feel safer using him in cash. Not safer, obviously you'd feel safer, but I'd feel better about using him in cash than I would GPP. But that's just me. That's pretty much it from OKC. From the Boston side, there's only two guys I'm looking at, and that is Al Horford at a season low 6,000. He's going to get 30 minutes tonight for sure. He has that upside where he could get a triple-double, as you can see right here. He only missed triple-double against Toronto by 1 assist. I mean, you can't beat that. If he gets a triple-double, and if a player you spend 6,000 on gets a triple-double, you're probably going to win some money. And that's a possibility tonight. In a fast-paced game, I expect there to be a lot of turnovers as well. And the Celtics are a pretty good, fast break type team. And he usually benefits on some of those in terms of assists. Not too many. He's not going to score too many points, but he'll get those rebounds, assists. He'll get a couple steals, a couple blocks in there. That first game he had 5 blocks versus Philly. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, I like him tonight in cash or GPP. I think there's better cash plays, but I do like him in GPP. He's going to be really low ownership, and like I said, pretty high upside in this matchup. Another guy I'm looking at for GPP is Marcus Smart. This is like an ultimate dart, but he plays really well against Westbrook. He's going to have to guard him. He's probably the only guy on our squad that can actually hold Westbrook to some extent, and he did well against Westbrook last year. And so yeah, I like the pick. This is more of a like I said, ultimate dart. Like, just hope you get lucky. On paper, it looks good. So yeah, I mean, you might want to take a chance on Marcus Smart. Those are the only two Celtics I'm thinking about using. The other ones, it's just too hard to predict, and it's usually not one of them just ultimately goes off. They usually all have pretty decent games. That's why they're all ranked, priced right here in the 5,000 to 7,000 range instead of having, $9,000 players. But yeah, that's why I stay away from Tatum and Kyrie usually. Gordon Hayward is not getting the minutes right now. But yeah, that's it from that game. Go to the Denver LA game real quick. So yeah, from the Lakers, obviously you need to consider LeBron. He dropped 50 fantasy points last night. It would have been way more. I don't even know if he played in the fourth quarter at all last night. He would have had an easy triple-double. Tonight, I think he's pretty safe for the triple-double, which makes me like him more than Russell Westbrook, even though he's a little bit higher priced at 10.7. I think Westbrook's 10.5. Yeah, Westbrook's 10.5. So yeah, I like him a little bit more. Also, you have to still consider Kuzma. His price went up a lot. I'm probably staying away from him tonight in all formats. To be clear, LeBron, I like him for cash or GPP. Obviously, he's a really safe pick tonight. And, with all these suspensions, really high upside as well. One thing I don't like is that it's on the second half of a back-to-back. But the good thing is they played pretty low minutes, 28 minutes last night. They should unleash him tonight and not have any type of... I mean, he won't have restrictions or anything, but sometimes on a back-to-back, you'll play less minutes. But I don't see that happening just because last night was a blowout and he only played 28 minutes, so he should be a full go. I do still like Lonzo Ball his price is fair for a starting point guard with his type of play. He is the triple-double type of player. He's going to fill up the stat sheet. He won't get a triple-double with LeBron there, but he will get, he will fill up the stat sheet, and his upside is not crazy high. I don't like it for GPP after all, but I do like it for cash. I feel like it's a pretty safe pick if you really need a point guard around this price range. I like to pick Hart at 6,200. And this is more of another cash play for me. His upside isn't. No one's upside is going to be crazy high with LeBron on your team when you're priced right around 6,000 or 7,000. It's just not going to happen. LeBron has the ball too much. So yeah, maybe for cash. Let's take a look at Lance Stevenson. This after last night's game, it's just a guy you have to look at. I wouldn't use him in GPP. Super high risk, but his ownership's going to be high. So I mean, I just don't like it. He's not going to put up 48 fantasy points. He almost had a triple-double. That's just not going to happen tonight. Would not surprise me if he put up maybe 20, 25 fantasy points, which I'd be happy with in cash. So yeah, I'm thinking about using him in cash, possibly. I'm going to try and stay away from him in GPP. The game before that, he had 8-1-4. So that's kind of the type of game he's going to have most nights. But last night's performance might get him a few more minutes tonight. That would not surprise me at all. Now let's go to the Denver side of the ball. Jokic is going to be a super good play tonight as well. He should be locked in for 30-plus minutes. He only played 23 minutes last game. Matter of fact, all the Denver starters played pretty low minutes last game, which is not normal for them. Usually in blowouts, they still get their 30 minutes. I'm not sure what happened last game. They weren't coming off of back-to-back. They didn't have the second half of back-to-back the next game. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I like this play, cash or GPP. Safe pick, and obviously he has that triple-double upside where he put up 81.3. I do like him also because I feel like his ownership will be low tonight because people will be paying up for LeBron and Westbrook. So yeah, solid play tonight, cash or GPP. Gary Harris played a really good game last night, 31.8 fantasy points in only 26 minutes. I don't believe he played in the fourth quarter. I like this pick, cash or GPP. He has pretty high upside at only 6,500 and safe floor for sure. It's not very risky play to me. Jamal Murray, this is more of a GPP play. I feel like it's really high risk. As you can see, 19.8 and 8.5 fantasy points in those two games. Last game, 19 minutes. That's just not enough playing time for him. So yeah, maybe GPP. Don't like it for cash. So yeah, I'm probably gonna stay away from Murray tonight. More guys from Denver. Monte Morris. His minutes keep going up. 22 minutes versus the Warriors in a close game, and 29 minutes against Sacramento in what was kind of a blowout. So I feel like his minutes are safe either way, in a blowout or a close game. And I like him tonight for about 20-25 fantasy points. I don't think his upside's super high at 4,300. You could get guys in the 3,000s who have about the same upside as him. But he's probably more of a safer pick for cash at 4,300. I feel like he'll get you your 20-25 points for sure. But that being said, with those first two games, 16 and 13 minutes, maybe it's not the safest pick in the world in your opinion, but these last two games, I like it. He's kind of that main guy coming off the bench now, and Jamal Murray just doesn't look right now. So yeah, we'll see about that. Just a guy to consider if you need to. So yeah, that's pretty much it from these teams. Maybe Torrey Craig, if you just really need to save some money. If he starts, he might put up a game like he did against the Warriors, especially in a game like tonight where it's going to be fast-paced. I could see him putting up 20 fantasy points, but I don't see him doing much more than that, maybe 25 max. He's just not going to score too much. He's only taken a max of 5 shots in these games, and he's never even shot a free throw. He's not very aggressive. Pretty good defensive fantasy player. He'll get a couple steals and blocks now and then. But yeah, overall, this is a guy you could use to save some money. But there are also better picks out there, in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for this slate. Thanks for listening in, and good luck tonight.